The claim that Sinder and Redacted being the reason that Nanoless canceled Bao's model mid-progress is most likely false, and I'm going to try and support this argument. This video will have chapters, and keep in mind, this is my opinion. Now, let's get into it. Let's go ahead and go to Nanoless's Google Doc, which is titled Terminating My Work with Sinder. Now, if you go through the doc, you can find the accusation that Nanoless makes against Sinder and Redacted, stating, Red asked me to cancel on one of their closest friends, Bao, by asking me to cancel my work mid-progress, manipulating me into thinking it is okay since she has many connections, and she'll be fine anyway so I wouldn't feel guilty about it or worry too much. It was and is upsetting to me that Red contacted me specifically to check on me canceling the model I had planned with Bao. That is Nanoless's accusation. The screenshot that she provides to support this is right in front of us, where Redacted asks Nanoless, did you cancel models? Nanoless replies, I did not. Redacted saying, Nano Art delayed to 2026. Nanoless, I'm scared to cancel with Bao. Redacted, you shouldn't be. She has so many connections and she'll find someone super fast. Did you already design her outfit? I remember her showing it to us at WeebCon. Nanoless, yee, I can give her the design for free as an apology gift. Okay, so I decided to reference this segment with Yasu VF's Google Doc, Sinder versus the Clout Coven. Now, here, there is an extensive analysis of this claim in the section Full Analysis of Nanoless's Claims, Exhibit Review Screenshot August 5, 2024, 4:13 p.m., which is the screenshot that we are looking at, because this screenshot takes place on August 5th, 2024 at 4:13 p.m. So, going back here, for reference context, Nanoless Discord conversation with Redacted. Theme alleged, manipulation, emotional coercion, and sabotage targeting Bao. Summary of content, the exchange features Redacted checking in on whether Nanoless cancelled her model commitments, expressing concern about timeline delays, and suggesting that Bao, described as having so many connections, would easily find a replacement. Nanoless admits being scared to cancel with Bao, and then volunteers to offer Bao the design for free as an apology gift. Nanoless's claim as stated publicly. That Redacted, on behalf of Sinder, manipulated Nanoless into canceling on Bao mid-project, downplaying the harm and weaponizing guilt to create sabotage and isolate Bao from shared collaborators. Objective legal assessment. Tone and wording. The tone of the conversation lacks authoritative or coercive language. No demand or threat is made. The encouragement appears passive and emotionally supportive, not manipulative. That's a big thing here. The tone and wording. Basically, they're saying, like, Redacted didn't try and make Nanoless cancel Bao's model mid-progress. Redacted was simply asking a question and showed emotional support for Nanoless's decisions, as shown here. Nanoless saying, I'm scared to cancel with Bao, and Redacted said, you shouldn't be. That is emotional support, not manipulation. Nowhere in this screenshot does Redacted say, Nanoless, cancel Bao's model for me and Sinder. No, that's not the case. It's not even objectively stated in the screenshot. Initiation and autonomy. Nanoless volunteers the apology gesture unprompted. Redacted merely asked whether the cancellation happened and provided emotional reassurance. And that is true. Here, Redacted is supporting Nanoless by saying you shouldn't be. She has so many connections, she'll find someone super fast. In response to Nanoless saying, I'm scared to cancel with Bao. And then, Redacted did not tell Nanoless to give that as an apology gift. He did not say it. Nanoless did of her own volition. This is Nanoless's own choice to do that. Moving on, intent and outcome. There is no evidence in the exchange that Redacted coerced or emotionally strong-armed Nanoless. No advantage to Cinder is explicitly requested or implied. If you look at the screenshot again for the umpteenth time, nowhere in here is Redacted saying, Nanoless, do this or else. Nowhere in there. He is simply asking a question and providing emotional reassurance to Nanoless. No coercion, no manipulation. Defamation by implication. While the messages themselves are neutral, their framing in Nanoless's public document significantly alters the perceived meaning, presenting Red's emotional reassurance as calculated manipulation. This alteration of tone and intention when presented to the public fulfills a classic pattern of defamation by implication. A private message with innocuous content reframed publicly as malicious without direct textual support. Conclusion. This screenshot, when reviewed without emotional framing, does not support the claim of manipulation or sabotage. It is a neutral, logistical, and emotional check-in reframed as misconduct. Contrast between the public accusation and private dialogue undermines the credibility of the manipulation narrative and may support claims of reputational harm via misrepresentation. What does this mean? That conclusion says there is no evidence of manipulation or coercion in the screenshot. There is none. So, yeah, there's none. It's just Redacted asking a question and emotionally reassuring Nanoless. So, how is this manipulation and coercion when there isn't any in the screenshot? Nowhere in there is Redacted saying, do this or else. There is no external pressure from Redacted to Nanoless to cancel on Bao's model. There isn't. Now, Yasu VF covered this screenshot. However, in Bao's document, there's a screenshot that continues the conversation, which is shown here. So this is the same screenshot we were just looking at on August 5th, 2024, 4:13 p.m. In Bao's Google Doc, the one we're looking at, there is a screenshot on the same day at 4:25 p.m. continuing the conversation. Where Redacted says, "Don't sell yourself short. I think she'd be fine with taking the design and finding someone else. I wouldn't offer it for free, maybe half price if she starts stuff low." Nanoless, yeah, you're right. I'll talk to her today. We'll also close the model inquiry today. Opening that was a mistake. Yasu VF didn't cover this screenshot, but if you look at the screenshot, Redacted is basically saying, Nanoless, you should get your money's worth from the effort you put into it. So, Nanoless didn't finish the model, right? But Redacted is saying, if you give it to her as an apology gift, don't give it for free. You put in time and effort, and you deserve to be compensated for the time and effort you put into this. If you're going to cancel, give this to her as an apology gift, but don't give it for free. You should get your money's worth because you put in time and effort. That is what Redacted is saying here. And he says the keywords I think. That already disproves the whole, oh, Redacted is manipulating Nano into that. No, Redacted is saying I think. He is stating his opinion. Now, Nanoless is saying, you're right, I'll talk to her today. And she says we'll also close the model inquiry today, opening that was a mistake. So here's the thing. Did Redacted tell Nanoless to close the model inquiry? No, Nanoless did it of her own volition. There is nowhere in the screenshot that Redacted is manipulating, strong-arming, emotionally coercing her to close that model inquiry. And Bao covers it here, saying, I wouldn't offer for free, maybe half price with share shit. Well, I don't know what I've ever done to either Redacted or Sinder to reserve this level of vitriol towards me. I don't remember having an issue or any problem that could have been solved by talking. Now, here's the thing. This isn't like vitriol. This is Redacted reassuring Nanoless and telling Nanoless, know your worth. If you finish it halfway and you gotta cancel, hey, you should charge for it. Like, don't just give it for free. Your work is impeccable. Don't charge it for free. Do half price if you're just going to give it half done. This whole thing about Redacted encouraging Nanoless to do that. No. That's not the case, because nowhere here did Redacted ever tell Nanoless to do that. So this whole claim that Redacted told Nanoless to cancel Bao's model mid-progress is blatantly false with the public information we are given. Now, if it is true that Redacted asked Nanoless to cancel Bao's model mid-progress, why did they provide this screenshot? Why did they not provide the actual screenshot that says that exact phrase? If you look at this objectively, Nanoless has just stated the phrase, did you cancel models, is the same as saying, hey Nanoless, can you please cancel Bao's model mid-progress? They are different. These are different words. These are different statements. They mean different things, but the way that Nanoless frames it in her Google Doc is stating it's the same thing when that's false. They're different. Asking someone to cancel if you canceled models is not the same as asking them to cancel models mid-progress. Those are two different statements, and the fact that Nanoless didn't provide that evidence up front and provides us with this cryptic screenshot already puts into question the credibility of the evidence used to support their accusations. Now, there's another thing I want to point out in Bao's doc. So here, Bao addresses 5 claims that Redacted made. Here, Bao says, Nanoless asks Redacted on why he is encouraging her not to finish my model. Redacted then lists my name amongst various VTubers as well as the vendettas Sinder and Redacted harbor against each. Bao has been getting on her nerves for a while. She hijacked our YouTube editor, constantly picking up artists that we work with. Now she's barking up the tree of one of our L2D animators, has a way of guilt tripping others to get her way. This is what Redacted lists as reasons why Nanoless should cancel her ongoing live 2D commission with me, all the while continuing to collaborate with me and pretending to be my friend. Now, here's where this argument breaks down. If you look at the 5 claims that Bao states, right? These 5 claims are verbatim what Redacted tells Nanoless in their conversations that occurred on January 15th, 2025. Now, why is this important? If you remember correctly, Bao's model was canceled on August 6th, 2024. And we can confirm this by going to Bao's X post, which is shown here. Now, if you go to Bao's X account and search for this X post, which is in response to Cinder's apology, she provides 3 photos in this X post. The third photo, however, is new evidence. The first 2 are just screenshots from Nanoless, right here. Now, going back to the third photo in this X post, you can see there's Girly Pop and Bao on August 6th, 2024 at 6:40 p.m. states, Smoj, Nano had to drop me as a client because her work schedule is too hectic. Okay, cool. So we now know, well, not cool, sorry Bao. But anyway, we now see that Bao's model was canceled on August 6th, 2024. Okay, now that we know that Bao's model was canceled on August 6th, 2024, let's go back to these claims that Nanoless is referencing from a conversation between Redacted and Nanoless on January 15th, 2025. That's right, she is referencing stuff that happened 4 to 5 months after her model cancellation. Let me provide proof. Like I said, these claims are verbatim from the screenshots that Nanoless provides. So, the first 3, Bao has been getting on our nerves for a while, she hijacked her YouTube editor, constantly picking up artists that we work with, can be found in this screenshot here, where the censored word here is Bao, has been getting on our nerves for a while, she hijacked her YouTube editor a while ago, and is constantly picking up artists that we work with. Now, before I continue, I want to put this out there. This screenshot that you see before you is on Nanoless's Google Doc as well. However, there's a key difference. For one, again, this is at 8:29 p.m., January 15, 2025. These are the same screenshots. But if you can notice, there are 2 sentences that are not on that screenshot on Nanoless's Google Doc. Granted, those sentences may not change the weight of the accusation, but it does put into question the credibility of the evidence they presented us. Another thing to point out is here, with the screenshots on August 5th, 2024, this screenshot was not in Nanoless's Google Doc, but it's in Bao's. So the fact that the evidence is not consistent through these Google Docs already puts into question the credibility of the evidence provided to the public. Now, moving on, you can find the last 2 claims that Bao has made. Now she's barking up the tree of one of our LTD animators as a way of guilt tripping others to get her way in this screenshot right here on 8:52 p.m., same day, January 15, 2025. It's right here, and it's right here, if you can see the cursor on the screen. And mind you, this is referenced from a conversation that happened on January 15th, 2025. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but why would you reference something that happened 4 to 5 months after your model got canceled as the reason why your model got canceled? And here's the kicker. Bao claims that Nanoless asked Redacted on why he's encouraging her not to finish her model. And if she's referencing those 5 claims from this January 15, 2025 screenshots, how come nowhere in these 3 screenshots do you ever see Nanoless ask Redacted on why he's encouraging her not to finish my model? Do you guys see it? If it's there, feel free to correct me, because clearly I need two pairs of glasses to see through this nonsense. So, basically, it's a lie. That's a bald-faced lie. Nowhere in these three screenshots does Nanoless ask Redacted on why he is encouraging her not to finish her model. And these claims happened 4 to 5 months after her model got cancelled on August 6, 2024. This conversation is January 15th, 2025, 4 to 5 months after the model cancellation, which is blatantly weird. Now, and the last thing I want to address is this. In March 2024, I announced that one of my subathon goals was a live 2D model. Nanoless was going to be the live 2D illustrator. After she finished both the design and base model sketch, there was suddenly back and forth on whether or not she had the physical and mental capacity to continue my model. I was very sad, as I had not only teased the screenshot of the model sketch on Twitter, but I had grown very attached to the design and showed it to all my friends. In a private group chat that Sinder was a part of, I shared how devastated I was, and she did not comment or say anything despite others in the group chat comforting and reassuring me. Now, after everything I've pointed out, I'm already taking the words that Bao says with a grain of salt, if not a pound of salt, because one, the screenshots are not consistent across the Google Docs, and two, she literally referenced something that happened 4 to 5 months after her model cancellation as, what, the reason why her model got cancelled? This is what Redacted, this is the reason why Nanoless should cancel her ongoing Live 2D commission with me. But the thing is that this happened 4 to 5 months after the model cancellation. That's a bald-faced lie. Okay, so now that we've established that, this is the big thing I want to... Well, not the big thing, this is another thing I want to cover. So here, an anonymous source reached out to me, and they went to Nanoless's Discord server, which is called... Oh no, why did I do that? Oh no, why did I do that? No! Can you guys see it? Can you guys see it? Oh my gosh! Okay, there it is. So, let's see. Okay, good. It's good. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so what ended up happening is an anonymous source that is in Nanoless's Discord server, as far as I know, which, by the way, Discord server is called Nanoless Chicken Cult, found some messages from Nanoless in the general chat. So this is public. Now, granted, I'm not in the Discord server, so I can't confirm it myself, but feel free to go to her Discord server and check out the general chat to confirm for yourselves. Now, according to the anonymous source, it appears that Nanoless was getting sick around the time the model cancellation happened. Now, a big thing I want to point out is, remember, Bao said whether or not she had the physical and mental capacity to continue her model. This coincides with this. Now, granted, who knows, maybe it's a nothing burger, but this anonymous source sent me a lot of screenshots from Nanoless's general chat in the Discord server. It's public, as far as I know. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, so I decided to compile it on a Google Doc. Wow, it's my first ever Google Docie on the Cinder situation. That's crazy. So what I want to look at is 2 months before the month of the model cancellation. So we're going to go ahead and start off in June. So if you look on June 6, 2024 at 1300 hours, Nanoless is saying, "Good morning, I didn't sleep so well." So June 2nd, she didn't sleep well. And then on June 6th, 3:57, Nanoless says, "I want to get back to monthly art, but keep getting so many fun models opportunities." So she's just a bunch of work's going her way. That's great. That's great for business. On June 8th, 2024, 21:32, this person says, "I think Nano fell asleep and left the live open. Bao came to say hi. Nano," and there's like a screenshot of Bao in Nanoless' stream saying, "Hi, happy partner, Nano." And then Nano says, "Thank you for today's stream. Sorry I got tired in the end," so she got tired. Nanoless on June 17th, 2024, 22:25. "I'm back from week off. Hope you all behaved." June 18th, 2024, 23. "I'm not sure I'll be streaming soon, but having personal stuff going on. I'm a bit depressive." So around this time, you can see mental and physical health are questionable, as far as I know from the screenshots the anonymous source sent me. Moving on to June 21st, 16:36. "Good day, everyone. I may be feeling a little bit better," which is good. And then on June 26th, 2024, 1:17, "I can't work at night. I feel useless. So you play League instead." Gets called out, but hey, if she can't work at night, hey. Artists creative freedom, totally get it. So, moving on. This is now we're in the month of July. This is July 1st, 2024, 1753. This is another language, but do you notice this right here? Also, Nano Streamer Arc for real this time. That was referenced here in the screenshot where Redacted says Nano Arc delayed to 2026. So I'm assuming, bear with me, I'm assuming that Redacted is referencing this, which happened on July 1st, I'm assuming, as far as the information I've been given. And then you see it's in English, and then Nano Streamer Arc, all that stuff. Now we have July 3rd, and there's a lot of screenshots here. 244. I miss doing random art. I get to finally meet Nano. No more comms. Do what you want. Just give yourself like a month for it. Nanoless. This is at 257. I'm slaving my butt for a nice house, but when it's done, I'll be back to happy. And then Mio, if you guys didn't know, Mio is Nanoless's lover. Provide a link to the source in the description below. July 3rd, 2024, 331. I'm not saying names, but Nano already had to refuse comm for a lot of big and interesting people, TBH. This is a month before the model cancellation. And Mio is just saying, Nano's had to refuse commissions from a lot of big and interesting people. Too much backlog already, I assume. Mio says, I mean, she don't have backlog, but as far as I know, she's scheduled for each month and then charged when she starts so she won't have that mind pressure. So technically, no backlog, but fully booked. Makes sense, charging in advance for all clients at once is how you make your brain explode and gives them a right to complain if too slow, well, if they don't have any money in it. Now, this is a continuation from the previous combo. 525, just finished the model, I'll sleep like a baby today, see y'all tomorrow. 1244, good morning, I'm not sleeping so well. Morning, Nano, sorry to hear you didn't sleep well, heat keeping you awake. And then 1251, yeah. Oh, anxiety for eggs, you're going to have a lot of fun. Oh, I wonder, it's the MG anxiety. I'm like sleeping at 1 a.m. and waking up at 5 a.m. 1309, me and my eye bags. July 4th, I think I got a cold. No, colds are the worst, feel better now. Yeah, it sucks, a cold sucks. And then July 6th, 234, Nano will have free time at some point. There has to be a break in the commissions eventually. Nano's suffering from success. She truly is. And then she wants that nice house. I said I'm taking less models now. I want to work on my own brand too, stating she's taking less models. And then merch commissions are still a thing that people want from you. Now your art is just desirable in all forms, which is true. Her art is phenomenal. Everyone wants it. Moving on. This is July 9th. I'm still with a cold. If I die, tell Jaden happy birthday. On July 10th, and don't you say that they will never accept you. It's free to apply. A shot not taken is a shot always missed, which is true. I'm considering Bishoujo BR would be a dream, not gonna lie. This was on July 10th, so considering applying for Bishoujo. And then July 11th at 54 minutes. Not gonna lie, this year been hitting different in a good way. Maybe been looking to do different stuff, so she's looking at different avenues. July 12th, 2346. Can't stop sleeping. And then July 17th, 134. I won't raise it because toggles weigh a lot. Also, I don't think bankrupting VTubers is a fair idea. I never thought me opening application would feel like an event. July 19th. Hello, Nana, how are you? I hope you drink enough. Had the worst headache last night, but I'm really good now. Okay. Moving on. July 21st, 1935. My feet hurts. Understandable, 2 days is already too much for me. Are you at home already? You did good, Nano. Time for sleeps. On July 22nd, 1511. Going back home today, back to the nest. Congrats on survival. Surviving is a very strong term. Good morning. Then we have July, again, 1859, same day, July 22nd, 2024. Now we need a Nano stream for her telling about her AF experience. Tomorrow, while I show off BR VTubers, Mio's here. July 23rd, good morning, Mono Nation. I'm all set at home, back at the art grind, because she has a lot of work to do. July 24th, welcome home. I'm dying. Why are you dying now? That's not good. Hello, now. Get well soon. Don't die to though Q. And then this is same day. Nanoless got a cold again. That schlucks. Hope you get better soon. And here, July 25th, 1839. I'm still recovering from cold. How you can get cold when it's always hot in Brazil and the hot germs infect hot people? I think, I guess, not a doctor. That's a good one. July 25th, 2339. I'm coughing like an old dog. Petro turned into a dog. How is this possible? Get well soon, Q. July 26th. Good morning, Mono Nation. I'm feeling slightly better today. Glad to know that. Now do a break dance. July 27th. I'm tired of this cold. Kill the cold. GG. Nanoless, and mind you, this is coming up close to Bao's model cancellation on August 6, 2024. Hello, Nano Nation, still feeling sick, so she's showing signs of being sick leading up to the model cancellation. And then July 28th, 103, still feeling sick, yeah. Then here, July 29th, 1735, good day, Mono Nation, I'm feeling quite better today, hopefully I'll be 100% good very soon. Then, hello, Nano, good to hear. And then we go to July 31st. This is the end of the month. We have Nuggies and Flu. Flu, yes, I believe today is my recovery day, though. I hope so sorry to hear that. You may also be accidentally sacrificed to Nano. Think you've been on it for 10 days so far. Touching grass got me a flu. And then this is now August 1st. Doing allergy test and this itch. And then August 1st, still 1818. Dust pretty much. For August 6th, 1457. This is the day Nanoless dropped Bao as a client. Good morning, Mono Nation. Today I'm home all day finally. Then same day, 2316, I had an afternoon nap. I hate myself. August 7th, a day after the model cancellation, 2320, slept at noon again. I feel like poop. I hate it. August 10th, 1653, I played 12 hours non-stop Supermarket Simulator. August 12th, 1537, good morning, Mono Nation. Had a good time ignoring responsibilities to play games because she was sick. She needs a break. Now we get back to grind NDA work. August 29th, 1853. I would love to collab more, would depend on my mood at the moment. Also, I have a ton of lots of work getting behind because I slacked this week. By the way, Brazil might ban Twitter soon. And that's all the screenshots from the month of June, July, and August that the anonymous source sent me. Now, I read a lot, but what to get from all of this, as pointed out by the anonymous source, is the fact that Nano got sick. She got sick. She got a flu on July 31st. Like about what is that, like 7 days before the model cancellation? She's getting sick. And if you go to Bao's doc, there was suddenly back and forth on whether or not she had the physical and mental capacity to work on her model. Suddenly. And I'm assuming that suddenly refers to before the model cancellation, right? So, if that's the case, that means that the reason why she got sick was potentially because, she canceled the model was potentially because she was getting sick all the time. Over the course of July, she has gotten sick every so often. So if we go here, and also in July, Mio has stated that she's pretty much fully booked in July. I'm assuming that includes Bao's model. She finished a model. She's not sleeping so well on July 3rd. And then on July 4th, she got a cold. And then, so she's having to deal with that. She had a headache on July 19th. Like, she's going through the motions of being sick. And then we have the grand one here, like, got cold again on July 24th. She's sick. How can you work when you're sick? Come on, guys. Like, if you're sick, you can't really work well. So, there's all this. And then 28th, still feeling sick. So, and the flu. Like, she got sick. How can you focus on making great art when you're sick? Okay? So, I don't blame Nano for acting the way she did. And it's mainly because she's sick. So I get it. But that puts in perspective something that it potentially could not have been because of Sinder and Redacted. It's potentially because she got sick over the course of the month of July. That's the thing. And that's what I wanted to address about this one when Bao said there suddenly was back and forth on whether she had the physical and mental capacity to continue her model. So, to sum up everything that I talked about, basically, in a nutshell, the claim that Redacted and Cinder was the cause of why Nanoless canceled Bao's model mid-progress is potentially false. But hey, just to put it out there, I could be wrong because, as Shy Lily said, let me pull up the clip. I had the clip ready. She says this at 33 minutes, 34 minutes into the VOD Back to Business with Kingdom of Drugs Data, or maybe try Oblivion 42825 on the YouTube channel Shy Lily VOD.
Just it contains sensitive stuff about others, themselves, or even the criminal herself, but you don't, make your mic louder. Is my mic too quiet? Hold up. I can make it louder.
Oh, I messed up. There it is.
Only receipts.
There we go. 33 minutes, 30 seconds in.
There's more. There is more receipts too. But those contain info that's just, it contains sensitive stuff about others, themselves, or even...
Okay. Like I said, I could be wrong, because as Shylily said in her VOD, hey, there's more receipts, but sensitive information, I guess. Right? Yeah, contains sensitive stuff about others. Yeah, there's sensitive stuff in those, but apparently, like Shylily says, there's receipts. So, my analysis could be potentially not right. But, yeah. The claim that Sinder and Redacted being the reason why Nanoless had to cancel Bao's model mid-progress is potentially false. But hey, like Shylily said, there's more receipts, but it's not posted because of sensitive information. Now, with that being said, I'm going to put everything I used for the video, as well as some additional sources for context, in the description below. I encourage you, the viewer, to go to the source so that way you can come to your own independent conclusion.